Hi guys and welcome to the video. Firstly, I just want to apologise. My voice is going. It's dying, unfortunately. Don't know what it is. Definitely not the coof though, so that's a good thing. So yeah, please be patient with me. I'm going to try and keep my voice going for this video. Then there's a fair bit to talk about, so stay with me. I just finished watching Star Trek Discovery Season 4, Episode 5, and I have to say, so it's a bit of a filler episode, I'm not going to lie. It opens up and there's a ship called the USS Janeway, which made me laugh because, you know, that's just really stupid. The USS Janeway. Janeway seems to be a thing with these people because she's in Prodigy, I suppose. We have the return of Jet Reno. Okay, so Jet Reno is back. She's really freaking annoying still. She's not changed. She's maybe just mellowed a little bit. It's almost like the actress just doesn't give a crap, which is fine because I don't give a crap either. So they're trying to figure out on Discovery where this big anomaly is coming from. So they're scanning it and it just disappears and then reappears 1,000 light years away because they've got scanners that can scan 1,000 light years because it's the future. And that doesn't create any plot holes because it can be explained away because it's the future. So it reappears 1,000 light years away a few seconds later. And they came up with a line that says, natural phenomena don't disappear and reappear in another place. So clearly they haven't actually watched Star Trek because that has happened numerous occasions. But I'll just bring up one that I can think of off the top of my head. Something called the Barzan wormhole, which was covered pretty well in the Next Generation episode, The Price, and the Star Trek Voyager episode, False Prophets. So it's fairly well covered. One end is static in the alpha quadrant of this wormhole, and the other end shifts from the beta quadrant to the delta quadrant. So things do move. Just going to show they don't watch Star Trek. They don't have anyone who's sat and watched Star Trek and knows it. Wankers. God, my voice is really terrible. So they basically surmise that someone has created the DMA, which the DMA is a little an acronym they use to describe this this season villain, a villainous anomaly. They say that, you know, look, they've considered that it could be the Iconians, even though they are completely extinct and gone, and the Q continuum. They do think it could be the Q continuum. To be honest with you, they could just ask. So there's a little thing about the Q continuum there. Obviously, they're gonna cover the Q continuum in Picard, like it hasn't been done 1,000 times. So they end up basically referring to the people who they think may have made the DMA, the wormhole anomaly, black hole thing they can't make their minds up on. They call it unknown species 10C. Unknown species 10C. Come on, really? So they basically the anomaly has reappeared and it's going to hit this asteroid colony thing that used to be a member of the Orion Syndicate. They also get this scientist guy called Ruan Tarka, who is a cocky fuck, big-headed, been seen 1,000 times on Star Trek, that sort of character. I'm amazing, I'm brilliant. And he's really obnoxious and he's really rude. They have to go to this colony that's going to get pushed into a sun because of the anomaly. So they go there and there's some prisoners that they don't want to bring with them because they're prisoners. You know, they're undesirables. So Burnham goes, no, you can't do that. That's a violation of Federation law. Oh, God, this is so raw. So you can't do that, basically. We're going to rescue them. And she goes down to the planet. And one of the bridge commanders which is fucking amazing how many there are. But one of the support cast, one of the other cast, he comes up. I think he's Pearson. Oh, I don't even know his name. I don't know anyone's name. Ow. What he wants to help the evacuation and lead the evacuation while Burnham goes and gets the prisoners. He leads the evacuation, and Burnham says, he says, I just want to help. My home was destroyed by a hurricane. I just want to help. And she goes, oh, yes, you can help. You can take a little bit of the limelight from me, but not too much, because, we won't want to take too much limelight away. And he says, thank you for letting me help. Thank you so much, Space Jesus, for letting me help, letting me be a part of it. So Burnham and Buck go down to the asteroid colony, and they encounter these mines that mimic beetles and shoot circular saws. I'm not even close to joking. They shoot out circular saws. Circular saws. Anyway, Space Jesus is amazing. She shuts them all down. So back on Discovery, this Tarka guy, this cocky fuck, he wants to create a miniature of the Anomaly on Discovery and put it in a containment field. And there's loads of back and forth. He wants to borrow so much power to make it work. And Saru goes, no, it's too dangerous. Reno goes, yeah, I'm just so bored right now, I can't even be bothered. They start with the experiment. And I mean, there's loads of nonsensical bullshit. I couldn't keep up with the amount of nonsensical bullshit that they were coming out with. It was just unbelievable. So Burnham and Buck get to the prisoners, and they basically say, look, the Anomaly's coming, you're going to be killed, or could be killed. The prisoners go, well, look, we don't want to end up in prison when it's all over. We want our freedom. So Burnham goes, right, I don't care, you're coming off the planet, we've got to save you. And they say, we're not going anywhere. And she doesn't think, right, we'll deal with this later. We've got a crisis situation, and just beam them all up anyway. Can't do that. So she has to convince them to leave, but they won't leave without some form of guarantee that they will stay free, or they will be free. It cuts away to more of the experiment that they're running on Discovery, and it cuts back, and Burnham is looking through Federation law on a little freaking communicator tricorder thing, looking up asylum law. She has to look it up. She knows a Federation captain or a Starfleet captain can grant asylum on the correct grounds. She doesn't even lie to them and say, look, yeah, I can give you asylum. Fine, I'll grant you asylum. And just to get them out. Fucking Jesus. Yeah, she negotiates with them and helps them get out. And there's this one really confusing scene, and I'm not even sure why it's there. Not really a crisis situation, but amidst a rescue, Dr. Kulber has a chat with holographic David Cronenberg and says, look, the Anomaly has brought up a lot of fear amongst the crew, and I have to help them. And I sat there thinking, these people are professionals, supposedly. They're experiencing fear, as anyone would. But instead of handling a crisis situation professionally, they all need to talk about their feelings. Another thing that I noticed that's been bugging me for a while, why does David Cronenberg's character need to wear glasses 1,000 years in the future? We have laser eye surgery now, in this time. Why does he need to wear glasses? It's just something I noticed. So back on Discovery, the cocky scientist shithead is talking to Stamets, the most useless engineer in the world, in the universe. he's basically talking to Saru, and it's like the perfect moment of, or the perfect example of how the writers of this show have to have ADHD or some form of ADHD, because he randomly, and I'm not going to do it because my voice is killing me at this point, he randomly screams in Saru's face. Because Saru won't give him extra power to complete his experiment, he randomly screams in Saru's face and says, "Scream back, scream back." And Saru screams back, and he goes, "There's something satisfying about that, isn't there? You know, you feel better." And Saru goes, "Yeah, I do." And I'm thinking, why? Why did that happen? Seriously. I'm just sitting there going, huh? So it's at that point that Jet Reno is addressed as Commander. So this ship has probably got more commanders than any other ship in the fleet. Commanders everywhere. There's just commanders. Commanders, why not? Yeah, you want to be a commander? You can be a commander. So back on the asteroid, Burnham manages to convince the guys, the prisoners, that they're going to get asylum. And one of them chooses to stay behind because he took a life. He took a life, and he said to Burnham, basically, you don't appear to be looking down on me or anything, even though she was physically looking down on him. It was quite funny. Anyway, and she says, "It's not my place to judge you, or I won't judge you." And I was thinking, are you serious? Seriously? It's not your place to judge him. But Romulan Ninja Lady from a few episodes ago kills a Starfleet commander. You want justice? Come on, fucking hell. Seriously, the writers have got ADHD. They've got to have. So they get the prisoners out. They have this like situation that's solved instantly because writers have ADHD, clearly. This force field goes up when it recognises the biometrics of one of the prisoners trying to escape, obviously. Burnham brings in the beetles that she can now control because she's figured out how to control them because she's Space Jesus. She just goes, "My children, come to me, jungle friends." No, she doesn't say that. But the beetles come and they blow it all up, and and then they start attacking. They go to attack the guys who are trying to escape, and she shuts them down because she controls it because she's Space Jesus. Back on Discovery, Stamets and Cocky Fuck and Saru and Boring Reno. Basically, they end the experiment, or Saru ends the experiment because it's getting too dangerous. Back on the asteroid that's heading into the star, a prisoner guy stays behind. Michael Burnham gets in touch with the ship, and they say, "Oh, Captain, it's good to hear your voice." Like they've been away for a week, but they've been gone an hour. An hour. Fucking hour. "Oh, it's good to hear your voice, Captain." Shit, I wouldn't be saying that if I was talking to Burnham. He'd be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake. She survived. She survived." Fuck, I've got to be careful. Basically, Book says to Burnham, "Look, we've got to save him. Can't leave him here." And Burnham lets him stay because he's got to pay his penance for murdering someone. And he has his own sub-story, and he basically killed someone for food, or he was trying to steal food from someone. The guy who he was stealing from woke up, and he ended up killing him. And he stole like a little family tree orb thing. He wants to see it returned to daughter, whoever he killed's daughter. Burnham leaves him on the asteroid. The asteroid goes into the sun after he's told his sub-story. And there's something else I just want to mention whilst my voice is still going. I don't know how it's still going. It's really painful. So bear with me. Thank you for staying with me this long, by the way. The computer on Discovery has feelings. It has feelings. it says, I've just developed emotion. It's a relatively new development. It's like, oh, you fucking what? It's a computer. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Star Trek has been about, exploration of feelings and how objectively we can look at them through the eyes of non-human characters and machines and aliens and stuff. But I just thought it was hilarious because because the computer has feelings and is becoming a separate character, which on Discovery we don't need any more feelings. Anyway, Burnham returns the orb thing to the daughter of the guy who was killed, murdered by the guy who stayed on the asteroid. Follow this logic if you can. And she's all happy, and basically cocky fuck guy, new scientist guy, Book kind of suspects he knows more than he's letting on about who's responsible for opening up the anomaly. And he goes, I knew it wasn't the Arconians or anyone like that from the beginning. He says, and then he comes out with this really long math equation or math representation of just how much power is required to power this thing, to operate this thing. And it turns out it would take as much energy as a hypergiant star. So whoever's controlling this plot device for this season is super powerful, super duper. So that's all that happens in the episode. The thing with this episode is it was simply just filler. It was a filler episode with very little point to it. Star Trek used to be able to tell quite a compact and powerful story in 45 minutes. Discovery can't do that with an hour because it didn't make us care about the prisoners because there wasn't enough setup. They were just random people who you didn't really give a shit about because you've just met them. Who are they? What's the backstory? Don't need to know because they're not relevant. The fact that Michael Burnham saved them, that's relevant. And again, she saves the day because she's the main character. There's very little information about the anomaly. Nothing moves forward at all. The anomaly is not naturally occurring. There was a load of bullshit in this episode that they came out with without even thinking. The writers just haven't got the attention span. Really dull, really boring, and really stupid. But don't forget, their scanners can go 1,000 light years. The sensors can scan 1,000 light years. So yeah, again, I apologise for my voice. I'm not feeling particularly great at the moment, but it's not the dreaded coof, which is a good thing. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then please hit that subscribe button and remember to like this video. I'm going to go now and put an ice pack on my voice. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for watching the video. And I will see you in the next one with hopefully a working voice. Take it easy. Bye-bye for now.
I need the silence, stop the violence of the war in my head. Time's the healer, the eraser of all done and said. And as I fall back to my shelter, I know I'll only find peace in your smile.